14, he's very meek. So number 7 was he's mild, so he's gentle. And 14, he's meek. Now, materialists see mildness and meekness. Generally, they will see those qualities as being weak. But meek is not weak. Meek is a demeanor that this person who's meek means they're not challenging or looking to outdo another, or they don't see everything as a challenge that they have to win. Life isn't a contest. Those that they see around them, they don't see them as competitors, someone to be defeated, to be put down so that I can go up. Yeah, it's not, they're not like that. They're meek. They don't, the last thing in the world they want to do is agitate someone else. They're meek and mild. So a materialist who does have that mentality, everyone is my competitor. Everything is for me to conquer and enjoy my conquering position. They see someone who's meek as weak, but it's not so. They're actually strong. They're strong in devotional service. And they're not fooled into the illusion of seeing everyone as a competitor. Everyone to be defeated by them. They don't see like that. They see everyone as part and parcel of Krishna, servant of God, eternal living being. Some awake and some asleep. But certainly not competitors. That competitive mood comes from competing with Krishna. So naturally it spreads to all the parts and parcels of Krishna. That's how that works. The reason materialist sees others as competition, something to be defeated, is because everyone is part and parcel of Krishna, and ultimately they have that attitude toward Krishna. Krishna is not their worshipful object. Krishna is a threat. Again, Krishna comes as the form of death for the atheist and just squashes them out. That's how the atheist knows Krishna, as being defeated by Krishna. The idea is to defeat others, everyone, so that become the greatest. Even Krishna, you have to defeat Krishna. Then you really become the greatest. So how ludicrous is that? You know, it's like the drop of water wants to drown the ocean. I mean, really? So, meek. Devotee is meek. They're not challenging. They're meek and mild. 15. He is steady. Okay, so he is steady because his mind is fixed on the lotus feet of the Lord. He's not going to be vacillating. One day one thing, another day another thing. He's steady. He doesn't waver. As the material energy is 3 modes, like winds come and they toss the little boat. But because the Vaishnava is fixed in Krishna, he doesn't, he's not tossed by the modes of material nature. He doesn't come under the jurisdiction of the 3 modes. He's under the jurisdiction of the devotional energy of the Lord. And the 3 modes have no effect there, so he remains steady. No matter what the circumstance, win something, lose something, hot, cold, fame, defamed, successful, not successful, health, bad health, money, no money, whatever. He remains steady. He's not under the jurisdiction of the three modes of material nature in those trials and tribulations. 16, he controls his senses. The way he controls his senses is they're engaged in the service of Krishna. So Krishna, by surrendering to Rishikesh, who is the master of the senses, and that's how he controls his senses. It's really not by his own endeavor that's controlling his senses. I'm controlling my senses. Now that doesn't work. By surrendering to Rishikesh, the master of the senses, he controls his senses, which means he engages his senses, or her senses, whatever, he, she, whatever. He controls the senses is by engaging them in the service of the Lord. They're engaged in devotional service, hearing, chanting, offering foods and taking the foods. Everything that the devotee does as an offering to the Lord. And in that way, the senses are controlled. He doesn't act independently to try to enjoy some sensual stimulation, like listening to music just for the sake of stimulating the eardrums and the kinds of things that music can stir up because of the consciousness with which it was produced. They don't try to come under the influence of those things just for increased sensual pleasure. They don't do that. They listen to music, but the music is glorifying Krishna, and those that produce the music, they produced it in the consciousness of glorifying Krishna, like this. So the senses are controlled. He doesn't allow his senses to go anywhere other than devotional activities for Krishna. 17, does not eat more than required. Same thing, like with the music. The food is prepared and is honored as food offered to the Lord, and doesn't try to eat more. Sometimes people who are eating too much, it's because they're feeling empty or unsatisfied, and they try to fill themselves with food to get a feeling of being full. They eat, but they still feel empty and unsatisfied. So a devotee doesn't feel like that when they eat, because they're eating food that's surcharged with devotional energy. So they're feeling very satisfied by tasting food as remnants of Krishna Prasad. They're feeling very satisfied. And so they honor Krishna Prasad by honoring foods offered to Krishna and not just trying to enjoy more and more on a sensual level when they just get sick. Even Krishna Prasad, the devotee, is careful how they approach it. It's a matter of consciousness. If we understand that this is Krishna's mercy, we'll honor Krishna Prasad. We won't take unnecessarily too much. We'll take what's needed and feel very satisfied and very blissful. 18. He's not influenced by the Lord's illusory energy. Yes, that's the three modes of material nature. Because he's fully engaged in devotional service, then the three modes, they have no jurisdiction. He's not influenced by them. Because one who's engaged in devotional service, they have a kind of vision that allows them to distinguish the illusion from the reality. that comes with the surrendering to Krishna. One gets that vision. Krishna gives that devotee the ability to see like that and to discriminate. Oh, okay, this is the illusory energy trying to gain some foothold here. And because they're engaged in devotional service to the Lord gives them the intelligence to be able to discriminate, to reject those things that are coming from three modes of material nature. They have a distinctive quality to them, distinctly different. It's two different kinds of energies completely, both coming from the Lord, but they're two different qualities completely. And by experiencing the devotional energy, there's one result. And by experiencing the illusory energy, there's another. And so by engaging in the devotional energy of the Lord, it becomes more and more apparent when something is the illusory energy. And it can be rejected, so you don't have to come under the influence of the illusory energy. And the Lord gives the devotee that ability. From me comes knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. So we get knowledge like that from the Lord, and we can discriminate. 19. He offers respect to everyone. Yes, everyone. He offers respect to everyone. Plants, trees, birds, devotees, non-devotees, everyone. Why? Because they're all part and parcel of Krishna. And it doesn't mean that we don't deal with different living entities who are embodied in different ways according to how they're embodied. Like if there's a tiger there, oh, you offer respects to the tiger, but you climb a tree. Unless, of course, you're Lord Chaitanya in the forest of Jharkhand and you get the tigers to dance with the deer. But for the rest of us, or most of us, for myself, I'm going to be looking for that tree. I mean, I'm going to respect the tiger. Probably be kind of odd, too. Wow, how magnificent a creature, This living entity has taken this. Wow, look at the qualities of this tiger. It's fantastic. I'm going to offer respects, but I'm going to be up a tree. Or if you've got a hornet buzzing around your head, you'd offer respects, but you're going to get away from there. And similarly, if someone is very beautiful, you'll offer respects to them, but you'll understand where their beauty is coming from and not be bewildered by it. So you can offer respects to everyone. And, but, you might have to keep a distance. We have to keep a distance sometimes from those that we respect. 20. Does not desire any respect for himself. Okay, yes. That is a very big protection. The Vaishnava knows the protective quality of that. Does not require or does not desire any respect for himself. That is so wise. That is so wise to not want. Now, respect may come. That's another thing. And a pure devotee deserves all respect from everyone, but they do not desire respect. You should respect me. They don't go there. No. That's not their mentality. The protected position is, I do not desire any respect for myself whatsoever. Free from that desire. See, that's a little trick there of the false ego. Desire respect for oneself. Oh, what happened to Krishna? All of a sudden, there you are, desiring respect, desiring something other than devotional service to Krishna. It's a real trick. And the Vaishnava is completely free from that. Completely free. Although a pure devotee, people will run to touch their feet, to fall at their feet, which is a good thing to do. But that Vaishnava does not desire any respect. They're free from that desire. So, like we just read about Jad Bharat, he certainly didn't desire any respect for himself. But when Maharaj Rahugana understood the level of his God consciousness, his Krishna consciousness, he offered all respect. But Jad Bharat never desired any respect. And what did he do when Maharaj Rahugana offered respect, his respects? The king bowed down with his crown and everything at the feet of Jad Bharat, just wandering Avaduta. What did Jad Bharat do? He used that opportunity to transmit the messages of Godhead. That's what he used that opportunity for. When it was offered all respect, he didn't desire it, but when it came, what did he do? He said, oh, here's an opportunity to glorify the Lord. Okay, because they're not actually offering respect to me, they're offering respect to the Lord. Or they're not offering respect to me independently of the Lord. They're offering respect to me because I'm surrendered to God. So let me use this opportunity to enlighten them. So he doesn't desire any respect for himself, but when he sees some respect coming, he can use it to glorify Krishna. 21, he's very grave. So grave means sober, very grave. He sees the seriousness of the situation for those who are conditioned by the material energy, who are taking birth after birth after birth in the material world with no hope of getting out other than devotional service. And they're stuck here in the material world, upper planets, lower planets, middle planets, just wandering around the material universe. It's a very grave situation. It's very serious. Like when someone's sick, immediately everyone becomes very grave. Oh, so-and-so's sick. It's not a time for partying. It's a very grave situation. So he sees the sickness. He sees the unfortunate nature of the living entities in the material universe. It's very grave. Although at heart, he's totally blissful. He's totally blissful. But his exterior is going to appear grave. Because he's coming into contact with so many people who don't have that connection yet. So he's grave. He's very grave, very sober. He's not intoxicated by the material situation at all. He's not exhilarated by anything material. So he appears very grave. Although inside he's totally blissful. 22. He's very merciful. Yes, he's merciful. He's merciful. It's automatic. He's engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. He's going to be merciful. Really can't be engaged in the devotional service of the Lord and not be merciful. The two go together. Because the Vaishnava is the mercy. Person who is engaged in the devotional service of the Lord is the mercy of the Lord. They are the mercy of the Lord. So when one engages in devotional service, they are the mercy. They embody the mercy. So yes, Vaishnava is merciful. It just goes along with engaging in devotional service. 23, he's friendly. Yes, he's friendly. He's friendly. Does not feel threatened by others, no matter what their social position or their so-called achievements of credentials in the material world, or lack of credentials. Not affected by the rungs of society. He sees everyone in a friendly way. And he wishes everyone well. He wishes everyone well, so of course he's friendly. He doesn't wish anyone any evil. He doesn't have any enemies. He's gentle, he's mild, he's meek, and he's friendly. He has the highest knowledge that anyone can have. Devotional service. And he's very simple and friendly. He's not competitive. He's simple and friendly. And kind to everyone. Vaishnava is really, really nice person. 24, he's poetic. Yes, he's poetic. He's poetic. So when he speaks, the words have that a song-like quality to them. Because glorifying the Lord is with songs and verses because of the love that's being expressed, and love comes out music-like or poetically. There's a poetic quality to the speaking of a Vaishnava when they're glorifying the Lord. It's very pleasant to hear, sweet, music-like, because there's emotion there, there's love there. And when love is expressed through words, it comes out as songs and as verses and as poetry, because it's the love that's coming out, the devotion. It's not like barking orders or a how-to manual. When was the last time you saw a poetic how-to manual or a poetic rules and regulation manual? When was the last time they come through like barking orders, harsh, bark, you must do this, you must do that, it's like that. But a devotee, a Vaishnava, when they speak, it's glorification, it's love. It's like poetry or song. It's like music because it's from the heart. The Lord who is glorified with poetic verses. So that Vaishnava is poetic. 25, he's expert. Where does he get his expertise? He gets expertise from Krishna within the heart. And who could be more expert than Krishna? We've got the designer, the manufacturer, the creator. Everyone right there. How things work, how to get things done. So yes, he's expert. Expert in communicating and expert in doing things. Managing, directing, manufacturing, whatever. The Vaishnava is expert because of his connection with Krishna. And 26, he's silent. Oh boy. So how can he be poetic and silent at the same time. Well, he's silent in that he doesn't make noise. He only glorifies Krishna. So he remains silent on other things. He remains silent. Doesn't engage. Doesn't talk unnecessarily about mundane things. He's silent. Only for glorifying Krishna. And it's not noise. So he remains silent on in the material realm. He's actually silent. He's silent in the three modes of material nature. He's not making any sounds within the modes. His sounds are all coming from beyond the modes of material nature, coming from the spiritual atmosphere, devotional atmosphere. So materially, he's silent. He makes no material sounds. He's very quiet. But spiritual sounds, devotional, glorification of the Lord, it's non-stop. So that's his silence. It's like desire. He's desireless. What does that mean? He's materially desireless. He doesn't desire anything material. Does it mean he doesn't have desires? No. Or he doesn't eat foods not offered to Krishna. Does it mean he doesn't eat? No, he eats. It's prasadam. So, silent also. Does it mean he doesn't say anything? He takes a vow of silence and he only writes on a little notepad when he wants something? No. It means he only speaks about Krishna. So desirelessness, silence, like this, only desiring Krishna. That's his desirelessness. Only speaking about Krishna, that's his silence. So that's Krishnadas Kaviraj's list of the qualities of a Vaishnava. And that's very nice. So, and we'll stop there today. Meditate on that list. And pray for the association of such Vaishnavas. Jai, glories to Srila Prabhupada.